Hey drivers, this is Andrew at ThirdCoastRC in Houston. We're here today to do another review of another car. And today we're going to do a review of this car here. This is the Traxxas X-Maxx. This is Traxxas's 5th scale monster truck, and we're going to tell you some of the features of it. We're going to tell you how we think it performs. And this is one, we're not a Traxxas dealer here at ThirdCoastRC. We took this car in a trade, and it is actually for sale, but whilst it's here we're going to do a review of it because we like to tell you viewers out there what things are like. So this actually is the snap-on ghost flame truck body version. This was a little bit of a limited edition. You can see here it's got these cool ghost flames on here. So it comes with this stealthy looking black truck body on here. This truck hasn't been run more than about 8 times. You can see that the body's real strong, thick Lexan. It comes with some built-in roof rails here that help strengthen the roof. It comes with this rear support here, and it also comes with an additional piece here, plastic piece on the back to protect the back of the truck in the rollovers. I mean, the thing is big. For a 5th scale car, it compares to like the Red Cat Rampagers and the Losi 5th scale cars. They're all about the same size. It's a true 5th scale. It's not a 6th scale pretending to be a 5th scale. Strong bumpers, real strong bumper in the front. We've got in the rear, we've got another strong bumper. We also got a wheelie bar here with ball bearings in it that has been holding up pretty well. This truck was primarily run on 6S. We got 8S in it. It will run on 8S. It's all stock. It's got the stock gearing in it. Nothing at all has been upgraded or changed on this truck. The wheels, if you look at the wheels here, and they're nice Traxxas stock wheels that are on here with the hex nuts here. Just a nice truck all around. We can see the arms here. Thick beefy arms. We've got the chassis underneath with the Traxxas logos here. Again, we've got the very thick rear arms. We say these rear arms are not quite as bulky as what you get on some of the Red Cat Rampage vehicles. They're not quite as thick or as dense kind of plastic, but on this one they've been holding up pretty good. We've got full aluminum threaded shocks here, though they're not got aluminum caps on them. They've got plastic caps on them. Threaded shock bodies, so you've got full adjustment of your spring rate, how stiff your springs are, your spring tension. Big skid plate on the front here to protect the front of the truck if you inadvertently run into something. The body comes on and off this truck real nice. It's got this kind of latch mechanism, so you turn it, that releases this up, and then the body just lifts up and slides back and comes right off. I really like that. I wish more manufacturers would do that. It's not that difficult to do. It's just got this extra piece on the body here, and you can see it's just a catch as you lift, and then it just locks in place. And at the front it's got this little L shape that just hooks onto the front shock tower, and this rear piece grabs the rear shock tower here and holds the body tight in place. No need for body clips or anything like that you might lose. So that's a real nice touch on this truck. Don't see that on any other vehicles. Maybe Traxxas has patented it and nobody can copy it. Wouldn't surprise me. Stock power system in here. We've got the Traxxas VXL 8S ESC here. We've got the Valenion power system. It's all a stock truck. I mean, these trucks are going to cost you about with a good set of batteries like what we got in here, 2 4S batteries, it's going to cost you $1,200 for one of these plus taxes, and then probably going to need a charger on top of that as well, because really you want to be able to charge both batteries at the same time. So maybe it's a dual charger and an extra set of batteries. You can be in $1,500 on one of these trucks very, very quickly. The batteries, it's got, again, this is something else I like on this truck. Rather than using Velcro straps or things like that, it uses this kind of locking system that you just push, pops up, allows you to get the batteries out easy. And these batteries are what we're going to be running on here, are right on the limit of what you can get in this truck. We've got a 4S battery here, 7600 milliamp 75C. So these are good batteries. So we're not skimping on the batteries here when we run this truck. Then you push this down. Like I said, this is right on the limit, so you have to press down quite hard here, and then you push that back in place, and it locks the batteries in place. Connectors on the truck are the new Traxxas style connectors, but we've got an adapter here going to EC5s to run our batteries. You know, I'm hit and miss on the Traxxas connectors. They're pretty good, but they kind of try and tie you into their Traxxas ID system, which has its advantages, there's no doubt about that, but it's also very restrictive on what batteries you can run, and there is an expensive way to continue through the hobby when you're paying 200. You know, these batteries, if they were Traxxas batteries, would probably cost, you know, well over 300, 350, maybe $400 for this type of battery if you were buying these from Traxxas. So it gets very expensive to get into these trucks, there's no doubt about that. You know, the rest of the truck, it's a nice design. There's nothing too restrictive about it. It's got, you know, triangular bracers everywhere to give it a lot of, you know, super support here. It's super stiff. The chassis has got no movement on it at all, so the suspension can do its job, and the chassis just rides on the suspension, which is how it should be. Everything is waterproofed on here. It's waterproofed. Waterproof electronics, the motor and the ESC, everything is hidden. All the receiver is hidden in this box here, so you can that's all hidden out of the way. On the underside, you can see there's nothing exposed that can get hit or damaged. So the design is excellent, there's no doubt about that. They did a good job on designing this truck. They thought it out. You know, for a 5th scale vehicle, that is you know, meant to be a performance vehicle. You're paying a lot of money for it. You know, with this truck, you do get close to what you pay for it. It comes with the TQI top qualifier radio. These are not my favorite radio. Not that there's anything particular wrong with them ergonomically and the way they feel, though they feel a little bit kind of cheap. It's just the whole programming thing with these is a bit of a pain in the butt, especially when they got this multifunction dial on here. Stock from the factory, I think this is like a traction control system. You turn it all the way up to 100 for the traction control to be maximum. You leave it at 0, where I'm leaving it for the traction control to be off. And that is a you know, you have to go to the manual to remember how to program it. You know, you can't even adjust the steering dual rate on here without having to go into the menu system. I wish that they would go back to just having a dial for those simple things, like, you know, even your steering trim. There's not a the steering trim actually is the only thing you can change on here. I apologize. Steering trim you can change, but nothing else. Your dual rate, things like that, you can't adjust without getting into this menu. And there's all other kind of program options that I'm not going to go into at this time. That is well detailed in the manual. What you have to press this twice, hold it, turn this way, turn this that way. It's not very intuitive, and you have to be real careful when you're doing it that you don't mess anything up. It's a little bit complicated. But with all that aside, you know, the truck is nice. I do like it. I like the look of it. I like the build quality of it. The radio is a bit, just to me, it's a bit funky. So you turn it on, the little green light comes on to show that the radio's on here. Simple, straightforward. It takes 2 or 3, 4 double A's in the radio. So let's put the body back on. So we just get the L-shaped piece to slide in there. Drop that down, close that down, lock it on. But first of all, I'm going to turn the truck on because I haven't turned it on.
Jump it off the bed.
Yeah, we're going to jump it out of bed of the truck. So we'll turn the radio on. There it goes, it just comes on. Got plenty battery life left in this truck right now. put this back on here, and we'll push it back in here and wash it. So, alright, here we go. So the truck's got plenty power. I'll pop wheelies on demand, which is pretty cool for a big fifth scale truck. Sometimes even on these 8S, it will hold the wheelie, but you just got to get it just right. Top speed, this does not have the optional high-speed gear in it that it does. I don't know if it comes with it or not, but we've got it with this truck, but we don't have it installed. This is an impressive truck. It handles good. A little bit of body roll here, but we could take care of that with some suspension adjustments. It gets up and it scoots. The braking's good. We'll run it down the parking lot here so you can get an idea of the speed. This is box stock from a set of batteries. Yeah? So we'll take off down the street. So it's faster than the cars on the street here. I would honestly say, you know, and I don't have the radar gun out here, but I think it's doing about 45 miles an hour. I would say, which is pretty impressive for a big truck like this. Yeah. Well, if people tell you X-Maxx do 60 miles an hour out the box, this one's not doing that on brand new 8S batteries. So, you know. But for a big truck, it moves. You won't want to get hit by this thing. You know, you've got to think about that. There's some responsibility to running a truck like this. Don't take it to like a you know, a park or something where there's loads of kids, and you know, you hit one of them kids, you'll be in never-ending lawsuits for the rest of your life. This thing will break somebody's leg. So you can flip an X-Maxx. It does have a self-righting feature. I think you press this twice. Press it twice and hold it or something. It does have some... it's trying to do it, but it can't do it. It does have a self-righting feature on there. It works better on the grass than it does. All it does is like makes the wheels go real fast and get them to catch, and eventually flips itself over. And I think all it does is end up damaging the drivetrain of the truck. So I don't use it. Well, it handles good. Drifts nicely around the corners, down the parking lot here. Slow down, come to a stop. Wheelie bag works good, doesn't overdrive the wheelie, doesn't try and do a total backflip. Tires make a great amount of noise. The tires balloon a little bit. On 8S you can see down the middle, it's the middle of the tire that's just balloons. It's not the whole tire, it's just kind of like the middle section balloons. Just a thin 3/4 of an inch in the middle of the tire kind of balloons a little bit. Makes the car a little bit skittish and just raises it up a bit. You can see the tires doing it there when I do the wheelie. When there's no load on them. And there's a world of hop-ups out there for this truck. There's so many hop-ups. All kind of things you can do to this truck. I mean, people buy them, rip out the power systems, put all the power systems in them. All kinds of aluminum everything, you know, different drivetrains, different gear settings. You know, there's no shortage. If you want a truck that you really want to spend a small fortune on with all that kind of stuff, which is fine, it's everybody's hobby. You know, it's a lot more expensive to play golf than it is to get one of these, so a lot more fun too. So this thing is out of the box. I thought it might be a little bit quicker, you know. That's the only slight reservation I've got, and the price is expensive. But I think you do with this truck, on a Traxxas product, you do get what you pay for. And maybe you can pick up a used one like this one in our store. Probably going to sell this one, you know, for around $900 with the batteries. So that's a good deal on this truck. You're getting almost $1,200–1,300 worth of stuff for $900 out the door. It's a limited edition snap-on ghost flame. Well, when you get on it, it turns good. I'm not going to do the self-righting thing again. But the truck's tough, the body's tough. You know, little spills like that, it's not going to particularly damage it too much. You know, the body's not cracking or breaking. It can take it. It's got these roof rails on here. You know, you can see that we've got a little bit of rash on there, but nothing too bad. So we'll take it back over here and we'll sum up. I'm not going to pick it up by the wheelie bar, that's a way to break it. Truck's heavy, probably weighs 25 pounds. But it's got good performance, it looks good, and I quite like it. I think it's great. It's expensive, and programming some of the ancillary features is a pain in the butt. But you know, everything's nice and cool. You know, I don't feel any heat from the motor here, and we were getting on it there. The ESC is totally cool. No, I can't feel no heat at all in the ESC. So yeah, it's you know, if you've got the money, you want a bigger scale, 5th scale electric truck, it's definitely, you know, a pretty good choice, because there isn't that much choice in the market. The choice is becoming more. You got lousy trucks that you can get, but they're not true monster trucks. They're more, you know, well, there are some, but they're more, you know, desert racers, buggies, things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's a good choice. You know, it's just expensive, but the others are no cheaper. So, you know, really, if you're willing to spend that kind of money on a toy car, then be my guest. You'll have a lot of fun with it. You'll be able to build on it in the future, do all kind of upgrades to it. It can take over your life, that's for sure. So make sure you got your wife's permission first, because you don't want this to become your new wife. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.